Okay, welcome everybody to the Roxbury Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Commission meeting of June 28th, 2022. I'll call this meeting to order. We'll start with the seating of the members.
Rob Horrigan.
John Smoliga.
Anybody else here? Is Olivia here?
Jane Shapiro, can you hear
Hi,
me?
Jane.
Okay, hi. Just like,
Russ, it's John Cody. Olivia's working this evening.
Okay. I'm gonna text Sierra, but we do have a quorum, but it'd be better if,
Kathy's here too, Russ.
Hey, yeah, Russ, I was just going to say Kathy Roz is here. When you asked for who's here, I'm not sure as a alternate if I should introduce myself, but yes, I'm here.
yes, you're on the commission now as an alternate member. That means you partake in everything, ask questions, but when somebody puts up a motion, that's when you can't speak anymore. Unless I appoint you as a voting member, which I probably will tonight because we only have two, and it's normally that we have three of us and it's five that are allowed to be voting members. So we'll see. If nobody else joins, I'm gonna put Kathy as a voting member for this meeting, and replaces Sue Fitch. And Sue, you're not here, right? Okay. And nobody else. So we do have a quorum. We have four voting members.
can anyone hear me? Because I'm
Yeah, Jane, you're not on the
All right, okay.
commission. Yeah, you're not on the commission yet. You're here to observe tonight, just to
Okay,
decide whether
right.
you want to be on. Okay.
Right. I'm just trying to get myself, as long as you can hear me, I can hear you. but
Yeah,
I'm
we
trying-
can hear you.
Okay.
So you can't really partake in anything tonight because you got to be appointed first by the
Okay,
Board of Selectmen, which they'll probably do that the next meeting or the meeting after. Okay, approval of the minutes of the special meeting, May 31st, 2022. It was only a special meeting because we moved it up a week. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting from May?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll start with Peter Metzig, Doug Divesta, South Street. I went and looked at it. Single family dwelling, there is no wetland issues. It's a non-regulated activity. The driveway was already in. The drainage seems to be working as designed. So we did at the last meeting motion that he could begin 15 days after the meeting, as long as nobody petitioned for a public hearing, which nobody did. So I'll look for a motion to formally approve this.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Wait,
any discussion?
Is this as an unregulated activity?
Yeah,
Okay,
there's no wetlands.
okay.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, next. Anybody go out and look at the Squire Road culvert where it meets South Street?
I
This
did. Russ.
application's from the town to replace that culvert because it's in disrepair.
Yeah.
I went out and looked.
Yeah.
Who else, John?
Yeah.
I looked
Okay.
also, Russ.
Okay, any comments?
Not from me.
I actually have a couple.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
Is Pat here? Pat Roy, first selectman, or
I am.
Gary?
I am, Russ.
Hi, Pat.
I am Charles
Oh.
Hornack from Cardinal Engineering. I'm here in Gary's place. He couldn't make it this evening, so if there's any technical questions on the project, I'm prepared to answer them.
Great, thank you. Rob, have at it.
okay, so I was actually met by the neighbor when I was walking, when I was looking at it. And just his input was that those pipes had never even come close to being full, which brought an idea to me is that could we, rather than replace the pipes, could we sleeve them? I think I'm not sure what size pipes are there now, 48 inch.
I think we were
Right now,
putting in, yeah, I
if I
think we were
could-
putting in bigger ones, right, Pat?
Correct. And the reason why we're even redoing this is because during in last August during Hurricane Ida, we lost the lower head wall. And the front wall is terribly damaged. So if you'll notice, there's a kind of a bunch of catch basin tops and things that we put there to try and contain the road, but the road is actually eroding on the southern side, so the downstream side. All of those rocks and that whole wall is gone in the river at this point.
But did it overflow? Did the pipes not handle the water?
I feel like they had only repointed, from what I can tell historically, they did repoint the top wall. They didn't the bottom. So it wouldn't have been the flow through the pipes anyway. It would have been the water coming down the road and from Squire Road, that kind of did the erosion, but it was already, it needed to be repaired as it was, because there's no head wall. We're going to really have to start from scratch.
But if there's 48 inch pipes there now and 36 inch pipes would handle it, couldn't you just sleeve it and then kind of shoot in a grout mix to, support the, just to fill in the gaps? And then,
well, according to the water flow charts that Cardinal did, and I'm sure Charles, and I've never met you before. Thank you for being here.
That's nice to meet you also. If I could add, right now, we did a hydraulic analysis of the brook there, and this is just based on engineering flows that we determined from, our the processes we do. There's a program called Stream Stats that pretty much looks at similar streams, and the pipes there right now are they're 60 inch, each 5 foot, and our analysis tells us that thing passes about the 10-year storm. So that's, once every 10 years or thereabouts, it's going to be flow backing up and going over the road. And like the first selectman was saying, the big issue there is not so much that the pipes can't handle the flow in most of that. It's that the pipes aren't long enough and that the roadway embankment is actually falling into the brook and not supporting the road. So what we're doing is putting in 2 slightly larger pipes. They're going to be 6 foot, 72 inch pipes. But what we'll be doing with those is actually, and this is considered, standard practice for Army permitting, is we actually submerge the invert 1 foot below the stream bed. So it's going to have about the same capacity of what's out there. I think with any lining there or anything else, I think those pipes aren't in the greatest shape to begin with.
I agree.
And especially in a stream like this, it's a very large watershed. When you start constricting the flow, you're going to increase the velocities quite a bit downstream, and that'll cause a lot more problems than just fixing the pipes. Especially the way the stream sort of takes a bend downstream of there. In a large storm, those velocities will increase quite significantly, if you have to line those pipes, and it wouldn't be a prudent thing to do in our estimation.
okay, I get it. It was just a question, just an idea.
Any other questions, Rob?
No, that was it.
John?
No, I'm good.
I have a question. When you're looking at the stream, it hits the head wall, takes a right-hand turn to go into the 2 pipes. Are we going to realign that, or at least dig out the sediment that's built up in front of the pipes?
We are trying to line the stream there. has a not quite a straight line. We're
Not at
trying to
all,
line
yeah.
the pipes up as best with the existing channel that we can. So yes, we are lining them up, but
Good.
within the limits of where the stream is now without bending the pipes. We're making it better, but we're not completely fixing the problem there.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody on the commission?
Yeah, I just had a question. So you said that the current pipes passed the 10-year flood?
Yes, that's what we determined based on our analysis of it.
And then the new pipes will achieve what threshold?
They're
then?
gonna be about up to about the 20-year storm to pass that. So it's not gonna get us all the way to the 50-year, the 100-year storm, but it will be better than what's there now.
You know,
Okay, thank you.
I've lived in this town a long time, and I probably am on that road 2 times a day, and during all sorts of events, and I've never seen those pipes not handle any storm event in the 35 years I've been in Roxbury.
And Rob, I agreed with you. How this is Patrick. They originally laid it out for 8-foot pipes, and I had the same feedback from some of the neighbors as well. And we actually pulled it back. So we did go from a higher, like a 50-year flood rating, but those were 8-foot pipes. And I just thought it was completely excessive because I've never even, I think you use more water or road erosion is probably the bigger problem here than that those pipes ever being filled. I agree. So we actually pulled that down to 6-foot.
And, like I said, there's the hydraulic analysis we did on it is based on a lot of assumptions. And, obviously there's more site specific things that's going to give you more flows, but the methodologies we use to determine the flows are on purpose very conservative. So, that was the flows that our hydraulic engineer determined. And, based on the residents and, other members of the town, with the feedback, we agreed that, okay, if it's not really a problem, let's keep it at about the same size or just a little bit better than what's there now.
Okay. Any other questions? I'll look for a motion.
Motion to approve
As a regulated activity.
as a regulated activity.
Do you have a second?
I'll second. Oh,
Any
sorry.
discussion? I'm going to abstain because I'm a selectman, even though everybody wants this. So I'm going to abstain. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I'm abstaining. So this carries. The fee for the town is waived. Municipalities don't have to pay the fee. Okay, on to the next.
Hey, Russ. Sue Fitch is here now.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Russ. Sorry. I thought I was rescuing a dog that was lost, so that's why I'm late, because this little scrappy dog was in a stream and came through weeds, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get hit by a car, so that's why I'm late. But I'm
That's
here
more
now.
important than what we're doing.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Sue. So I'll see, let's see who. I'll seat Kathy for Lenora. Okay, Lenora has resigned from the commission, but the first selectmen have to accept the resignation. So so she's technically legally still on. I will seat Kathy for Lenora, and Sue is a full member. So Sue, you're all on.
okay, thanks. And again, sorry, I'm here.
No problem. Okay, Jeremy Johnson. This is for Jim Incognito. This is on 9 Judge Bridge Road. At the last meeting, we looked at their plan for the pool and the clearing. The pool was already approved by the wetland enforcement officer, but the clearing around the pool seemed to be a little more, it wasn't part of the application. I went out and looked at it with Lenora. I think they did a really good job. We would have approved it if it came before the commission because there's no wetland incursions. And it's really, Jeremy did a nice job of this. The neighbors did share a concern. Joe and Meredith Carranza shared a concern last meeting. That's why I went out. The concern was the filter discharge was being discharged into a wetland, and it was near where they're doing organic farming. It's not being discharged into a wetland. It's being discharged right where the filter is, and the water's not even going to get near the property line. So it won't affect any kind of activity going on across a wetland area. I had no problem with this. And they did ask Jim, remind me, you asked if you could add something on it. I told you to add it to the application.
Russ, it's John Cody. Actually, with the application, they wanted to add on the pool fencing and just to finish a little bit of grading activity.
Right, and you could approve that, John, right?
Yeah, I could have, but it wasn't on the initial plan. It came up afterwards.
Right, so it is now, and so we'll vote the whole thing with the full pool fence. I'll make a motion since I did the site walk. I'll make a motion to approve this as a regulated activity. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Jim and Denise, welcome to town. Hope you enjoy it. It's a nice property. You did a great job there. Thank you.
Everyone. It's
Thank
nice having you
you.
over the other day.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Okay, next. 51 Painter Ridge Road.
Actually, it's 102 North Street.
Oh,
Is it?
yeah, you're right. Doug is at 51.
That's me. I have no
Yeah.
wetlands on my property. I am dry.
Did I go look at this?
No, it's a brand new application.
We're into new business now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Losing my mind.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Let's go back one. The NOV on Peter Valeris. You guys wanted to vote.
Okay, you don't have to go back. We lifted the NOV, but it wasn't on last month's agenda, and we couldn't put it on because it was a special meeting. So you need to lift NOVs through a meeting. So we need to vote. I'll make a motion to lift the notice of violation based on my site walk with John Cody, that all things have been corrected to our satisfaction. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 So now we're on the new business.
Now we're into new business. Yes. So, yep, 102 North Street.
So Doug, what are you up to at 102 North Street?
Okay, could I have the screen, please?
Absolutely. You should be able to share.
Let's see. Come on now. Sharing. It says I can't share it until somebody else gets off. There we go. Now we got it. Okay, I'll go to my main screen. Okay, share. There we go. Can you see my screen?
Can.
Yep. Okay, so this is Doug DeVesta, professional engineer, represent the applicants, the fishes over at 102 North Street. What we're looking to do, they've got a 21.6 acre parcel. This is the overall subdivision, the map that Michael Alex did. So it's a 21 acre piece. We're looking to subdivide it into two pieces, equal parts, basically taking from North Street to the east to the to the easterly property line, and do the northern section and the southern section. There's existing. This will be easier to read. So this is the existing residence right now. There's the existing residence was built probably in 1860 according to the assessor's card. There's an existing structure here, an old barn down here. One was built in 1930, and it was built in 1915. Those are all staying. The two driveways coming in, accessing the barns and the main house on either side of the existing residence. There is an existing pool in the area. There's a meadow to the north side of the driveway coming in here, and also in the rear part of the property. Then once you get past this water course in here and further up into this part of the property, east property, it's all wooded. It's all wooded area. So the property was investigated by Nutmeg soil scientists on November of 2005, and again on December, 2 times December, and 2009, and 2008 and 2009. Again, they looked at it. So we have wetlands that are shaded here in the light green color. So we got a little piece of wetlands down by North Street. There's a existing pipe that interconnects these two wetlands areas. So there's a wetlands here, a little piece in here, and then a piece of wetlands that are along the northern property line in the green, and then it follows this intermittent water course up through to the easterly part of the property. And then there's several intermittent water courses. It's coming from a spring house that's on the existing house lot. Then there's also an existing water course, intermittent water course that runs the length of the property. It's my understanding that it was explained to me that between these two stone walls, there was an old road that went from North Street, the current North Street, up through the Toplands property into what is now called Painter Hill, right at the sharp turn by the Diebold's house up there. So there, and then since that point, it's been abandoned. Now it's created kind of an intermittent water course that's been eroded out over the years. And there's a few other intermittent water courses up through the northern part of the property. Again, the proposal is to take the 21-acre parcel and cut it basically in half. And then this is my feasibility plan. So the property line would be from North Street, following the north edge of the stone wall of the old road there. And to the north of that would be the new lot. And to the south of that would be the existing house lot, approximately 10.6 acres for each property. We did soil investigation to determine a septic area for the potential septic area for the proposed house here. We also did soil testing for the main house and the outbuildings to demonstrate that we have a code complying area per state health code, that we have a code complying area for the main house. The existing barn has a septic system here that would be code complying, and then another one up here that would service the other barn on the property. We demonstrate, this is a feasibility plan, demonstrate that we have the land available, that we can get a house, septic, well, and driveway in the property. Again, this is feasibility to demonstrate that we can put a driveway up through the property to a potential house location. There will be one crossing of the intermittent water course right here. We're looking at putting in twin 24-inch corrugated plastic pipe in there to handle the flows coming from the easterly part of the property. We do have drainage that will handle the roof runoff from the house and a portion of the driveway here. And then we're also providing infiltration swales alongside the driveway that will collect runoff from the driveway, infiltrate that water into the surrounding grounds, into the surrounding areas there. In terms of sedimentation erosion controls, we're looking at silt fence along the cut areas on both sides of the driveway, next to the wetlands, looking at check dams during construction on the driveway to keep the concentration of flow down, and then the stockpile area and so forth. This little red area here I'm showing here is the only this area within here is outside the upland review area. So everything else is in the upland review area. So again, the potential house driveway is all within the upland review area for this site. And as we looked at before, the property is fairly narrow. So anything we do would be within an upland review area for the site. So that's just a quick overview of the project. I'd be glad to answer any questions as to what else we're doing out here.
Drain is gonna go. Sorry, where's the roof drain is gonna go?
Right here, Russ.
Okay,
Roof runoff is going in here. And then the driveway up to the catch basins here will go into this detention system. And then, like I mentioned, there's a swale alongside the driveway on both sides that will collect any of the runoff from the driveway itself and infiltrate it into the ground.
and that darker green color with the little swirl, is that wooded, and would it stay wooded by the driveway on the upper part right before the house?
Yes. What I did is try to demonstrate a limit of disturbance, which I'm showing with my cursor. So the darker green would be your wooded area, and then the lighter green would be a lawn area. We did show a retaining wall here to reduce the amount of grading that would go back further into the property itself. And then, and this area along from North Street up to about where the culverts are going here, this is all open meadow right now. So there's really no tree clearing going on in that area there. And any tree clearing that go on would be east of the cross culvert area here.
Okay, we'll have to go look at it. Does anybody else have any questions before we decide who's going to take a look?
I have one. So that, just to repeat, I think you said that that area that's coming from the corner of the house, that red, kind
This
of
area here?
weird. Yeah. What was that again?
That's the,
Yeah,
this
that
area, this is
area.
100 feet. This is your upland review area from here to here and from here to here. So this is your,
Okay.
this is an upland area. That's not
Yeah,
outside.
Okay.
So
outside
the
your
whole
review
thing
area.
is regulated no
This
matter
is-
what.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Whole area, whole
Okay.
property is
All right.
regulated, correct.
Do you have, are the wetlands marked in the center of the driveway marked?
No, they're not.
In the corners of, okay.
Right. It would have to be marked, Doug, where that crossing's going, you know,
Okay.
so we could walk up the driveway. Just
Mhm.
stakes every 50 feet or so, and then just the corners of the house, so we could figure out, and where the wall's going, so we could figure it out.
And the septic too, right? Yeah.
And shouldn't the wetlands be flagged too, marked?
Oh, there must be. They
Well,
just did it, right?
They're probably gone. They're probably disintegrated by now. We'll have to have them marked. We'll have the
Okay.
wetlands marked up around the driveway area.
Hey, Doug, I walked this property a few years ago for some other application. Do you remember what that was for?
They did some work out there. They may have put a culvert in the water course down here, Rob.
Okay.
I don't know if 100% sure. I can ask my clients and
No, I was
have-
just
and,
curious.
see.
I remember walking and I just don't recall what it was for.
Well, your brother lived there as well.
No, but I walked it for the Wetlands Commission.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll get that. We'll get the surveyor. If we get hold of Michael Alex to stake the driveway every 50 feet, the house corners. Again, this is only feasibility. So again, the house I'm showing here is an actual house footprint, but it may not be exactly what would be developed at that time. But again, this is just a feasibility plan, but we'll have those things marked for you.
Okay. The commission should remember, if we approve this as a subdivision, then we're approving the development, and they can move things around, but they have to come in with a new application anyway. Even if they build exactly what's there, they need a new application anyway for the house. So the subdivision approval that you'll be approving is just really for the driveway and the drainage. But what Doug has done, as anybody should, is he's showing that it's feasible to put a four-bedroom residence there. How big is that house?
It's about, the footprint's probably around 2,000.
Okay, so it's not a huge house.
No,
but,
it's not.
So it doesn't, if we approve the subdivision, we approve the development of it, but we don't have to approve an 8,000 square foot house. That's very different than what we're seeing on this map. That's all. All right, Doug, we'll get a couple members and go out there. Just let Karen know when it's staked, and we'll take a
Okay.
walk.
And then we'll see you next month then.
Right, and any commission member could go walk this. You don't need to be picked to go walk it. If you're interested, go walk it. We'll just let Karen know you're interested, so she could let you know when it's flagged and ready. You can't walk it with more than 2 people. 3 people is a meeting in Roxbury, and you can't have a meeting without posting the meeting. So it has to be 2 people or less. Okay?
Doug, I have just one last quick question. What's the length of the driveway?
About 800 feet.
Oh,
We got
okay.
about 400, we have to go 400 feet, have a little pull-off area, so that's about halfway, so it's about 800 feet.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, next.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one is going to be 35 Minor Bridge Road. I will get there in 1 second.
And just for the record, Sierra has joined. She's the
Sierra
commission.
is joined, yes.
Yeah. But we have a full quorum of 5 voting members right now. But Sierra will be moved into a voting member at the next meeting in replace of Andy. Is it up, Julie?
Oh, I'm looking at it. Let me double check, see what's going on. There. How's that?
It's coming. There we go.
There we go.
What's the address?
This is 35 Minor Bridge Road. And Stenberg and D. Simone. Renovations and additions to existing house and a new septic system for a guest house.
Okay, is somebody here for this? No engineer? Who's the engineer?
George Logan, for the record here. David Hughes is the engineer. I'm not sure he's unmuted. He needs to be unmuted.
He needs to unmute himself. I don't have anybody muted.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Here you go, David.
There you go.
All right.
All right, bring up the
Good
map
evening.
so we could understand what the proposal is.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I apologize in advance here. I do not have a PDF copy of my plans with me. I am at my home and I did not bring a copy. Can you put that set that was up there on the screen?
Yes, it is up on the screen.
It
Okay.
is.
Okay. So again, my name is David Hughes, professional engineer, registered land surveyor. This is my first time before this commission. Project that we are working on is 35 Minor Bridge Road. The plan before you is a survey that was done by Michael Alex. On the right side of the page is Minor Bridge Road. Running right to left is the Chepaug River. And the property runs north and south with the Chepaug River. It's approximately 6.4 acres. There is a intermittent water course on the property running from the east to Pond, which is just south of the driveway there, and then discharges under the driveway to the Chepaug. The wetlands were flagged by George Logan from REMA Ecological Services. He's here with us this evening if you have any questions. In terms of structures on the property, there's an existing 3-bedroom house, which is to the far left. I don't know if you can see my cursor. You probably cannot see my cursor.
Julie, could you zoom in another level?
Better? Or a little bit more?
That's good. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
So there's quite a bit of stone walls, retaining walls, and landscape areas. The existing house, per Michael Alex, is from the 1700s. Currently 3 bedrooms. There's a driveway that stops short of the front of the house. And then to the right of that is a cottage, which I call a guest house with a small patio. And then just under that on the page is an existing pool with a patio and a cabana. Is there any chance you can go to the next page? Or is this the only page you have? Oh, there we go. So this is an overall site development plan. We are showing on the north side of the existing house an approximate 1,100 to 1,200 square foot proposed addition, which will have, I believe, 3-car garage underneath and a family room on the top. The existing house itself is going to be renovated on the inside. And there might be some proposed renovations on the exterior. And then there's a proposed patio to the west of the existing house, bluestone patio, 12 feet wide by about 30 feet. Those are the 2 structures that are being proposed. The 2 items that are also proposed are 2 septic systems. One is for the guest house because the existing system currently is under the driveway in front of the guest house, and it has failed. And if you look just below the guest house, you'll see that there are a couple of small trenches with a little bit of a clearing there on the side of that slope that's proposed for a primary and reserve for the guest house, which is a 1-bedroom guest house. The existing septic system for the main house is under the driveway, closer to the end of the driveway, and right now is servicing the house very well. However, with the addition, we are required by the state health code to provide a B100A, or I should say meet the B100A requirement, which is to show reserve for that system, for the house, and that is shown on the bottom side of the page towards the left. There's another clearing at the top of the hill. Yep, right in that area. That is proposed. That is not going to get constructed at this time. It will only be constructed if necessary. If you can go to the next page, I can show you the erosion controls that we have, and you'll have
David, how far is all this from the river? Is it all over 200 feet?
Everything that we are doing is within. If you look where it says existing pond on this page,
right,
you're going to see where it says 200-foot upland review
area. Okay, so it's all. Okay. So how far would you say it is to the 220 line from the river?
How far?
100 feet? Is it 100 feet to the driveway to development?
Well, the septic system that's going to go in for the guest house is just out of the 200-foot range.
Okay.
Just out.
Right.
So everything else that we're doing in terms of proposed activity, the addition on the north side of the house and the proposed patio, and a minor addition to the driveway, all of that is within within the 200-foot upland review area, as well as we have a septic tank and a pump chamber going in for the guest house. So all of that activity is within the 200 feet.
Okay.
And the area of disturbance, which is listed on another page with the sequence of construction, is just around 0.5 acres, half of an acre. Okay, and we've shown a construction entrance right in front of the guest house, as well as a silt fence with the staked hay bales along the edge of the driveway and backed with a construction fence all the way down along the green. There's a green road there. I think it's called I believe it's Lower Falls Road. So we have a silt fence backed with hay bales, and then also a construction fence behind that, running along the existing pavement. That is the erosion controls that we have, other than some silt fence where the stockpile is, and silt fence where our septic system is going for the guest house.
Okay. Any questions? This will require a site walk. And just to remind the commission, anybody doing a site walk on a previous application for subdivision, we need to determine whether it's significant activity or not. For the new members, significant activity means it's significant enough where it has a potential to impact and that we should have a public hearing on it. If you call it a significant activity, you have to have a public hearing. So any application, David, I'm always telling people, because we have new members on the board, I'm trying to teach people as we go along. So anytime you get an application that's pretty intense or, close to wetlands, you need to, when you do the site walk, that's one thing you need to evaluate. Now I'll do the site walk. And I'll get somebody to go with me, David. Are they living there now, or is there?
No, there's no one living there right now. I believe the contractor is trying to get started on some of the renovations on the inside of the house while we get our approvals for the addition and the patio. We do have a gate on this driveway, and I would have to coordinate. And honestly, Mr. Chairman, if you're going to be there on a site walk, I think George and I would love to be there to kind of review with you.
Okay.
And any other members.
That's fair enough. Yep. Well, we can only have 2 members tops, or we're a meeting.
Understood.
And we don't like to. Okay. We don't like to have site walk meetings, because then the public could attend and it could get crazy. So, a lot of people might come to this just to see it. So, Karen, our land use has your email and all that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll email you, and that way we'll be connected, and then we could coordinate. No rush. I mean, we got to do it before the July meeting. Actually, there is a rush because I'm going to Iceland for 2 weeks, July 14th through 25th.
Okay.
So I'd like to do this before, but not this weekend, because it's the 4th, maybe sometime next week or next Friday, or even this Friday.
Sounds good.
Okay.
This Friday, I'm not sure about this Friday, but if you want to do it on
next Friday's fine. Next Friday's fine. Okay. I work from home on Friday, so it's easier for me.
Yeah, next Friday is fine. You just tell me what time is best.
Yeah, next Friday is good.
Early in the morning or late in the afternoon are best for me.
All right. Early in the morning's probably best for me.
Okay.
How early? I'm only kidding.
Well,
you say 6 o'clock.
We would want to make sure that, we would want to make sure that George can get there. I can get there at any time you want.
Don't worry about me. I can get there. I do, dawn runs with my car, so I get up at 4:30.
Oh, forget it, George.
So
I'll see you
anytime you
there
want,
at
Mr.
8.
Chairman.
8's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
o'clock is fine.
All right. Next Friday?
Yep.
Okay. Who said they're coming with me?
I'll be there at 8. Sierra.
Okay.
So that would be July 8th at 8 a.m.
Yep.
All right, send me an email to confirm, and I will talk to the architect and the owner and get us the passcode.
Great. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, sir.
Yep. Next.
Okay, next one is notice of violation, 55 Garnet Road.
Don't we have another application?
We do. Was put on before, but we can rearrange it if you'd like.
Yeah,
And
we
go
should
to
go to,
51
we should do
Judge
it applications first and violations last.
Okay. And we still need to go back and approve the meeting minutes too.
I thought we did.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I have us going right in. I had us going right into.
I remember talking about the special meeting. Okay. Well, somebody make a motion to approve the minutes from the May meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No comments on that? Julie did a perfect job as always. Okay. Good.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking maybe I missed it because I've been writing. Everybody has been jumping in and letting everybody in. So I apologize if I
No
missed
problem, Julie. No problem.
it. So, okay. So we're going to go down to 51 Judge Bridge Road.
Hello.
Hello, Aaron.
Hey, Russ, how are you?
Good. All right. Let's bring it down, Julie, so we can see what it's about.
Do you have my map or do you want me to share screen?
Look, give Julie a minute.
There's the map. There we go.
Is the only thing you're proposing is a gate?
I want to grade the area, level the road, put some gravel on the road, and put the gate in the fence. Yeah.
Any tree cutting?
No, the trees that we cut were dead for many years, and we are replacing them.
I can't really hear you. If you could speak up.
I said that we're just replacing trees that fell down. We lost 13 of them in a storm a couple of years ago. And
All right, so you're going to be.
And then we cut about 3 of them, which
All right.
were dead. So
You're going to be putting a gate in. You're going to be replacing trees, and you want to grade the road.
yes, because it's angled sharp towards the brook.
All right. For everybody's information, is this the only map with the application?
Yes, I have a better PDF, if that will help. I can zoom in on it if you allow me to share screen. Shall I? Hello?
Yeah. You could hit share screen. She's letting you share.
Okay. Share screen. Oops. I'm sorry, I didn't upload the map.
Is it with the application?
I know, but I'm looking for a PDF so we can zoom in and out on it.
But is that PDF with the application?
Yes, I sent it with the application. Let me see if I can.
So Julie, you should have it, right?
This is the only one I have, the one I had up before.
Okay.
Bear with me for a minute. Technology. Right. I only have a JPEG, but that will do. How do I show? Do I have to actually drop it into a folder, or how does that work?
You know, it's better to submit it and then we could look at it, but just for the commission's information, Aaron wants to do this on a right of way. The right of way, the easement is granted to the neighbor, the Dumases. The Dumases have to have access to mow the 9-acre field that they mow back there. And I guess in the future they could build back there and their right of way would be this right of way. What I asked Aaron to do is get us a letter from a lawyer making sure that the gate is legal, because I don't want to have the commission act on an application when there's no legal right to put a gate there. Do you have a letter from an attorney telling us that it's legal?
Yes, it is attached to the application.
Okay, great. Julie, could you see that letter?
Yes, and I can put that up.
All right.
Russ, I have a question. How would that gate be involving us in wetlands?
It's right next to the stream.
Okay.
And where he wants to grade is 5 feet from the stream.
It's actually 14
Well, it's
feet.
in the regulated area, that's for
Yeah, it's
sure.
in regulated, yes.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Okay.
So what you need to do, do you have a plan of how when you're that close to a stream and you want to grade, we need a better plan. We don't just let you tell us, I just want to smooth it out and add gravel. You have to show an erosion control plan. You have to put up silt fence or hay bales. That is pretty eroded, that bank. Need to know how that's going to be stabilized.
Okay.
So you could work on that. In the meantime, we will set up a site visit and go look at it. If you could stake where the gate's going to go, where they're actual digging to put the gate, you know, the bars in, the post. If you could just bang in some sticks, you know, some stakes where the posts are going, we'll figure out the gate's going to be in between. And then we'll take a look at, we just put post as to the width of the right of way that you're going to be grading.
Sure.
You know, that way we'll have a sense of whether you're going right up to the edge of the cliff or not. And then you will need an erosion control plan. It is required for this kind of activity. We could accept the application, but we'll need an erosion control plan to approve it.
I don't have any experience with it, but that's why I hired Jeremy Johnson to do the job.
Then you need to tell Jeremy he needs to do an erosion control plan or get an engineer to do one.
Okay, and he did.
We don't require an engineer to do it, but somebody's got to submit a plan.
Okay, and he did mention, I did mention to him, and he mentioned back silt fence to protect the wetland, the brook, of course, and the erosion bit is mostly around the drive that's really close to the brook. So that part will be done, and all the stakes have been done already by Michael Alex. So he staked the whole block.
Yeah, but does he have where the gate's going staked?
He came specifically for the gate to mark. Yeah, I asked him because initially he didn't.
All right, you could either paint it. We just need to know where the posts are going to be installed, because those are going to have to be dug in.
Yes, and they are marked already. And he said anywhere beyond these, off and away from the town's right of way, is permitted. And he said that, in fact, I can. That's for later. I'll leave it for later. But
yeah, for now, this is what we do, Aaron. We accept the application. We tell you what it is we need for next meeting, and we go out and look. So we don't need to wrap this up. We can't even approve it by law on the first night. We have to allow for 15 days for anybody to submit 25 names to request a public hearing, and that requires 15 days. So we can't approve anything until the next meeting.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Aaron.
Sure.
So now we'll move on to notice of violations. Unfortunately, we have 2 this meeting. After going a long time without any, I guess people decided to do what they want to do, unfortunately, without permits. So at 55 Garnet Road, there was tree cutting going on. John went up there and looked at it. He sent a letter. Or actually, did you send a letter, John, or did you talk to her on the site?
No, it's time to be. To start
John, your Wi-Fi ain't working again. John, we can't hear you again. You're frozen. You're.
Allegations of tree cutting from the neighbor. I'm over there.
John, do you hear me? I don't even think he hears me.
Sounds like he's sniffing ether.
John, shut up, John. I'm just going to tell him to forget it. All right. So as far as I know, John either wrote a letter or went to.
Hear everyone. Am I good now?
Just to tell him.
Am I good?
Now you are. Before you just was making no sense. Yeah, now you froze up again. Don't worry about it, John. I don't want to hold up the meeting. So he asked her to stop cutting trees, that she needed a permit, and then she went up and cut them, did what she wanted anyway, I guess. We did issue a notice of violation. There is an intermittent stream that runs through the property. Julie, did you have pictures?
I do.
The intermittent stream is right where the trees are laying. That was all wooded land at one time. Totally clear cut it. Obviously, clear cutting, even when you're not near a wetland, requires a permit. No permit was obtained, even though she was warned to get a permit. I'm not sure if she didn't understand the seriousness that this is state regulation. Is she on? Is she here?
I don't believe so.
Is she on mute?
I don't see anyone identified unless somebody's helping her as being her.
Yeah, I don't see her. She was told to come to this meeting to explain what her plans are or why she did what she did. I guess we have no choice to put the, John, what you're going to have to do is issue a cease and desist and command her to the next meeting. And if she doesn't come, we're going to have to take her to court. Right now, all we are asking for is an after the fact application with a $350 fee. But since she seems to be ignoring commission, we're going to have to take the violation another step. Don't issue the cease and desist until 10 days before our meeting. Otherwise, we're going to have a special meeting. Unless the commission feels we should have a special meeting. When you issue the cease and desist, you have to have a meeting within 10 days.
Do you know when she was told?
Oh, she was told before this happened.
Oh, man. When was she told to come to the meeting? Was it a reasonable amount of time?
Yeah, the notice of violation letter tells her that. And then I know the land use office contacted her a couple days ago.
Okay, cool.
Russ, a lot of people are away on vacation now. I mean,
John, if you could text me, did she, would you just text me? Did she respond? I don't know. Could you let John in? He says he's on the phone.
Okay.
hey, Russ, could you just tell me the timeline? You know, like when was this first noticed? When was the notice of violation issued?
Well, the notice of violation was just issued because a couple months ago, John went up there. John, are you on?
Yeah, Russ, can I dive in here?
A little, if you could talk louder or maybe up your volume.
I'm sorry. Can anyone hear me?
Now we can. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this started back, and let me get my notes here. On April 28th, prior to April 28th, I was notified by the neighbors of some possible wetlands violations as far as cuttings. I went there, and I did notice that several trees cut down within the regulated area. I sent her a letter on April 28th saying that I was there, that if she was going to do anything in the future, she needs to reach out to me, and she needs to notify me. And if she doesn't, an NOV will be issued. Let's fast forward about 2 months. I got word once again. I go over there, and there's significant cutting. So that automatically sent the NOV to her, which I sent on June 1st. The cut, I would guess, estimate probably like a dozen to 15 trees, significant size, all within the regulated area. I sent her emails after the NOV was sent certified, so we have the receipt that she received it. There was no response from her as far as attending the meetings. I believe Karen sent her another notice to attend this meeting. We requested.
Somebody needs to mute. We hear stuff going on. Anybody who's not muted, would you please mute? Somebody's clinging cups or having tea or something. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, that pretty much brings us up to date as to she was warned before. I gave her a letter stating, possible NOV. Don't do anything. If you do, let us know. She did significantly more. I issued the NOV. She was notified of this meeting well in advance, multiple times about this. I have not heard hide nor hair from her. I do believe she reached out to other people, possibly Patrick, possibly Karen, but I've not heard hide nor hair from her.
Any other questions for John? So, Commission, what should we do? Pardon?
Never mind. I just feel like she was warned enough. She just seems like she's not compliant whatsoever.
Yeah, she's ignoring us.
I think we go to the next step, Russ.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, John. So
agree
issue the cease and desist and require that she come to the next meeting. If she and assess a fine of $1,000, and that's now for what she did. And if she fails to attend the meeting, then it's going to go to court.
Okay. You do.
Maybe have Gail send the letter certified.
I can do that because the commission does understand the logistics of a cease and desist. We have to hold a meeting within 10 days.
Yeah, so Gail will need time and then get it out
Okay.
within 10 days of the meeting. It's easy. And make sure there's a fine assessed of $1,000. And we'll go, now we'll have to go from there. She could have made it easy on herself.
Is it 10 business days?
What? I didn't hear that.
Is it 10 business days?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll reach out to
John, I have a
Gail
question.
tomorrow.
But we have two people talking. I didn't hear anybody.
Sorry.
Go ahead, John.
So I'll reach out to Gail tomorrow, and I'll get the ball rolling, and I'll be in touch with you right after that.
Yeah. Sue, did you say something?
Yeah, sorry, Russ. I did have a question. Is this that the homeowner is doing the tree cutting, or is somebody doing the tree cutting? Because this also
Well,
has,
she hired somebody. I don't know who the somebody is, but
well, and
Yeah,
two,
it's significant trees. These weren't small saplings by any means. It had to be a crew of someone going in there.
well, and because when we've had, sorry, John, when we've had this situation back in the past too, we also addressed this with the company that was doing it because they should also know better.
do you know who it is, John?
No, because it was done and gone before I even knew about it, like most tree cuttings.
Yeah, we should, in our course at that, find out who that is. If we could get that information from her, but we might not get anything. But soon, next meeting, we could find out who, and then we should issue them a notice of violation with a fine.
Yes,
Well, I'll
that's
touch base with Gail on that.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to do both.
I agree.
Same.
All right, is that it? Oh, John, you have one more.
Of course we do. Thursday, I was driving home 200 Southbury Road, Herb Previous' property, right up the road from me. He did some significant tree cutting within a regulated area. He's got his NOV that went out. He should probably have it today or tomorrow. I should hear something back from him, but he will certainly be on the agenda for the next month.
Well, what did he do, John?
He dropped. Anyone who drives down, Route 67 will see what he did. He dropped. It's hard to tell because everything's gone. Probably about 8 to a dozen trees with going down into the regulated area. Probably 50% of those are within the stream or within 20 feet of the stream. Chipped the entire area. It's can't miss it. Drive by.
I saw that, John. Did he put the chips in the stream?
He did.
No, actually, I drove down to the adjacent driveway that's next to it to see exactly how close he got to the stream. No, there's no chips in the stream. It's probably, I would say, the closest 20 feet, most likely 30 feet from the stream. From just looking down at it. So no, there was no disturbance to the stream area or any soils that are around there. It's just the trees are obliterated, gone.
And on this one on Garnet Road, is the intermittent stream blocked at all or trampled over?
No, the only thing with that one would be an encroachment of the 100-foot setback. The intermittent stream just
as long as the
meanders
stream's
through.
still running, because when she's blocked it before and it floods the neighbor and there are new people who moved next door, so.
Yeah, no, there's no disturbance with the soils or anything like that. She just cut everything on her side of the stone wall and significant amount of trees.
Okay. Anything else? That's it, right, Julie?
That's it.
All right, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
second.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
See you all in July.
Yeah, have a good time in Iceland.
I will.
Like
Thank
fun.
you. Yep.
God, have a
Bye.
good time. That's a great trip.
Yeah.